And okay, so we are recording. All right, so listen, everybody, we've got some. Hey, hi, Lynn, you made it on.
Yeah.
We've got some new people on, and I kind of wanted to go through just really quick getting started or relaunching for people, so we can use this as a training for as people come on. You know, I just wanted to say, like, one of the first things I like to ask people is, well, first of all, what I want to start off today with is if we could share something good that happened this week. You know, I want to start everything off on a positive note. Has anybody got a win or something that they'd like to share?
Sure.
I can share. You go ahead.
My hair's really
Ladies
not
first.
that bad. Okay. I have a big guy that has been using a can of gel since December, and he finally reordered. He finally is catching on. I work with him, so I didn't want to be too pressury. And he's like, "Oh, I don't need a nap in the middle of the afternoon anymore." Like, you work for me? You're taking a nap in the middle of the afternoon? But anyway, so he reordered over last night. So I'm happy about that.
That's awesome. Rick, what'd you have?
Well, I had lots of great wins this week, but one of the big ones was being able to continue working with Paul Capozio. He is awesome. He offered couple weeks ago that if you want to coach with him, to contact him, and now I'm on his calendar. But one of the things that I've been challenged with is there's so much training out there, you know, with Eric Worre and Fraser Brooks and Bob Healig, and they're just, and I've just been overwhelmed with it. So we talked about that and how to, you know, eliminate some of that and focus on, you know, just one thing. And that one thing, well, mainly one thing I'm going to focus on is working with him, the Power Hour, and what Danielle's doing. Because I've noticed, I don't know if you all have, but they have changed since, you know, 2 or 3 years ago when it was all about numbers. Now it's about building relationships, and I think that's the way the industry is going.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Rick. So, you know, one of the things that I wanted to say when you're getting someone started, the best thing, one of the first best questions to ask them is what they want, because we want to know what people want out of this business. We don't want to, you know, try and make a diamond out of someone who just wants to get their product for free, right? So, so how much do they want, and then how much time out of their busy schedule can they carve into, can they carve out to do this business? And then also letting them know that it's really important to stay in close contact with us, you know, to stay close to the fire, because one of the biggest things that we need in this business, and that's what I want to get into after is belief. Everyone, you know, if we believe in what we're doing, if we believe in ourselves and we believe in the company, it's really easy. And staying close to the fire, staying plugged into calls, that really helps us to do that. And then the next thing is asking people to make a list. I've been learning recently, and I like this, instead of asking people to make a list of 100 people, ask them to make a list of 20 people, 10 people that they'd really like to help with this product, and 10 people that they feel would be amazing in the business or that would need this business. And then after that, it's really, you know, piquing interest, letting people know what we have. I've been saying to people lately, hey, I found something that I'm really excited about, and I thought of you. I thought you'd like it too. Let me send you a link. I'm kind of softening up. You know, we used to be saying, if I send you a 4-minute video, would you watch it? When can you watch it? I'm kind of softening up on that and just saying, let me send you a link. And, you know, letting them know I'm not, and then the other thing is, every question they ask, to follow it up, answer it with some information, not that I'm telling them, but finding some information to direct them to.
Hey, Peg.
Yeah.
How has your success been? I know I was doing the same thing before, asking them when they want, if they'll watch it, and a lot of time to get no answer. Now you're just sending them the link. And what's your success? Is it more or same?
Honestly, Rick, was what I'm focusing on right now, coming from a point of service, and really that to me always that to me always felt salesy. And I don't like
Mhm.
feeling salesy.
Yeah.
It feels icky and manipulative. So, it's just saying that, hey, I found something that I'm really excited about. I thought you would be too. Let me send you a link.
That's
and
good.
yeah, then you're just
I
off.
like that.
Yeah.
Do you send the link when you send that note, Peg?
No,
Or do you wait for
wait
them to say
wait,
okay?
I wait until they say okay.
Okay.
And then then you can send them something from the app, or you can send them, getonthegel.com. Either one works. I do like the app because then it helps me to keep track of who I've sent what and who's watched it. And then the other thing I wanted to say to new people is making sure that people know that people will say no to you. That's something you will get no's, and you will get people who don't answer you. Sometimes it's easy to look at when you send someone a message and they don't answer it, it's easy to think that it's something about you. And most of the time
Red
it's
light
not.
story.
Yep, exactly. Most of the time it's not, so you can just answer them assuming the best. So like Rick said, assuming the worst is that red light story, it stops you in your tracks. A green light story would be, they're busy, they didn't get to see it, right? So you can say, hey girl, I know you're probably busy like me and you didn't get to watch that video. Just wanted to check in with you. I lose messages all the time, and just assuming the best, right? And also that following up with people, it's not, Fraser Brooks says the fortune's not in the follow up, it's in the follow ups, because people will never, you're never going to send someone, almost never, a link one time and they're going to say, yes, I want to buy, or yes, I want to know more about this business. It's in reaching out to them. It's kind of a dance that we do. Especially, I think, more so with our product than most companies' products. There's a lot of, we're telling people about something that they've never heard of, oftentimes, that they know nothing about. We're not telling them about a travel discount, right? This is something that takes a little bit of a dance. And so my biggest follow-up with people right now is including them in the testimonial group. As soon as I see that they're in there, I check to see that they're in there. I tag them in a few posts and I say, hey, I've got my own testimony in there. So I say, hey, this is my experience. This is a video Thomas DeLauer did. And then I go back and I message them and I say, hey, I see you joined the group. I tagged you in a few videos. Let me know what questions you have, or what questions can I answer for you? And I'm getting it's just starting that dialogue. It's starting that, that dance. And then when they have questions, then I can know what to send them next. So, what I really wanted to get into, though, and I know a number of you took this challenge this week with Bob Heilig, and I would love to get some shares from you guys. Before we do, who took that course with Bob Heilig? I know Charmaine was in it, and Rick and Susan.
I did. I did, but I didn't get through all of it yet.
Okay.
I was there.
Okay. So, one of the biggest things that I wanted to talk about was belief. And I was wondering if I could just get like 2 or 3 of you to share what your experience, like who's had, experience with the product that they'd like to share. Just like a 2-minute, kind of like a little gel and tell. Would anyone like to volunteer?
You mean right now?
Yeah.
Oh, sure, I can. So this is something that you would suggest that you would maybe do a video of to send to people?
I'm just saying right now, just to,
Okay.
we're going to talk about belief, and belief in our product is the biggest thing. Our product has changed my life, and it's something that I know if I don't tell people about, I'm doing them a disservice.
Okay.
because of where I was and where I am now. It's selfish.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm so excited. Today I jogged. I didn't jog the whole time. I walked for 2.5 miles and I jogged in between of the walking. I'm taking it very slow. I'm 64. I am not a jogger, but what used to be my reality was the worst lower back issues. I can't even tell you. I went to every kind of doctor, chiropractor, massage therapist, everything. It's gone. It's completely gone. There was no way I could have run. a few years ago, jog. And I also have had a former a sprained knee that I'm able to do things that I was never, ever able to do. And that's just part of it. The same thing with me, no naps, absolutely do not need things like I used to. And I've got so much more energy than I've ever had. And the probably even more than that, more exciting than that was I live in northern Michigan. It's cold and it's gray. It's really bad. So a lot of my winter was spent being depressed because of the weather. And I have no more seasonal affective disorder. It doesn't even bother me when it's a bad day.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, so those are it. Those are the main things for me.
That's awesome. Thanks, Nancy. I love that. I love that you know the becoming a jogger at 64, right?
I know.
Yeah, and the seasonal, I get it because I live up north too, and the past 3 Christmases I have had a totally different Christmas spirit than I've ever had living up here. So yeah, I mean something I've looked forward to. Anybody else got just like a 2-minute share on product?
Sure, I can do mine.
Sure, Susan. Thanks.
So when I started using the gel about 2 years ago, I was covered with a really bad skin condition from a heavy metal toxicity that I had in my body, and took about 8 months, and the gel pretty much helped it go away by about 98%. And I then figured out that I could get rid of this heart condition as well, because I couldn't work out and I couldn't hike anymore because I had palpitations in my heart really bad. So I didn't notice that getting better because I was so contained with the rash in the beginning, but there was so many other things that happened during that 8 months. Like my hair got better. Now it grows, never really grew before. My skin got better. And just my overall appearance and my overall demeanor and everything got so much better. The romance with my husband got so much better. And so, you know, we're definitely gellers for life, right? Everybody in this room, I'm sure, is gellers for life. And it's definitely changed my life. Matter of fact, I just worked on some new before and now pictures that I'm kind of putting together. So yeah, it's been amazing for me.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Susan. Yeah, the change in our appearance. I mean, Susan and Nancy, both of you have seen, you know, before and after pictures. It's crazy. And that's just a reflection of what it's done on the inside to me. I mean, it's changed my appearance too, but to me, it's the way I feel that is a big rock star. I don't want to give away the changes in my appearance. I'll keep them. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to give a quick 2-minute?
I have a question.
Sure.
That involves my testimonial, and so I'd like your advice on telling this. So the thing that people always talk about is sleep, right? So instead of getting on and saying I sleep better, I've the first time in a long time that I really feel good about sleeping, because everybody says that. The way that I approach this is time. What is our most valuable possession that we never have enough of, right? Is time. So ever since I started using the gel, I found that I sleep deeper. So I sleep better. So instead of having to sleep 8 or 9 hours a day, I can wake up refreshed and feel great with just 6 hours or 7 hours of deep sleep that I get from using the gel. So the gel has given me 2 extra hours every single day that I really appreciate to do something.
That's an awesome point. That's an awesome point, Diane.
Yeah.
I feel the same.
Yeah.
I don't sleep more, but I sleep deeper and I'm well rested and I don't have to feel like, oh, I need to catch up on my sleep over the weekend.
Okay, so does that make sense the way I say it?
Absolutely.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
With
Yeah.
me and
Thanks.
sleep, what I find is I always slept well, but I find that I wake up feeling like I slept well. You know, whereas before I would wake up and I wouldn't be all energized and, you know, just like jump out of bed. I was a snoozer.
Right.
And now I don't do that as much, or sometimes at all.
So, you know,
I just want to say one more thing, Peg. I'm sorry to
no, it's
interrupt.
okay.
My other main testimony, well, 2. The one is my memory is way, way, way better. Oh my God. You know that go into a room and what did I come in here for? I never, ever have that anymore, ever. Like
Right.
I might not remember right away, but if I stand there for like 2 or 3 seconds, it comes back to me. That amazes me.
Yeah.
Really. And the other thing is my cholesterol. I know we can't really say this, but I think a lot of people are having the same thing. My total cholesterol went down 38 points. LDL went down 32 points. And my
Wow.
triglycerides went down 83 points. Holy
Wow.
cow. I mean, come on. That
Yeah.
alone makes me stay on this forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's huge.
That is huge.
So what we're hearing here is all these things that we're not selling a product. We are providing a solution to problems, right? So if we come from that point, like what are all the emotions that come up in the things that Jill was dealing with, and Diane and Susan and Nancy, the emotions. Look at how happy Nancy is to become a jogger at 64, right? And the things that going from struggling with things. So this is where, if you come from not from a point of sales, but a point of helping people to solve a problem, right? I just really feel that what I would like for this group, my goal is to get us all at $5,000 a month within the next 12 months, and I really feel that we can do that if we do the work. There's no guarantees, right? But, if you do the work and you talk to people about this and you share it with people, and the other part is the business. There are people that are looking, that if we're not telling them, if my friend didn't tell me about this, I would still be stuck in a spot of being really frustrated, working at a job that I had a ceiling, and just feeling not very encouraged about the future, right? And so if, we have to share that too. We have to remember that we're sharing that. So, if you are coming from a place of love and service, I feel like we can have a passion about this. And if you're coming from a place of sales, like I've got to get the sale, I've got to get a distributor, I've got to get a customer, you're always going to feel icky and manipulative, and you're going to be hesitant to do it. You're going to be hesitant to reach out. So I would love if anyone else would like to share about what we learned this week, Susan or Rick or Charmaine or Nancy, anyone who was on the Love, Serve, Grow challenge, about red light stories and green light stories. I really, that was a mind shift for me in a big way, because I've always felt that I was coming from a place where I wanted to help people, but it really didn't, this really drove it home to me how if I'm putting my own ego before sharing this with people, then I'm being selfish, right?
You're what?
If I'm putting my own ego in front of sharing this with people, if I'm worried about what people are thinking about me, what you got? Oh, Diane, go ahead. Would you like to share?
Can you see that?
Yes.
What you're saying, this came from Bob's course.
Yes.
And what you're saying, I'm in another group, and this whole idea of the red light story, the green light story, fear versus love.
Right.
And what this says on here is fear, you're coming from a place of scarcity, not enough, what you do, you're comparing yourself, you're being the victim, you're blaming others, versus love, where you're coming from a place of worthiness, of capable, who you are, not what you do, acceptance, and having responsible ownership. And the shift coming from a place of, there's another way to look at it, like resistance to change. I'm afraid of change. I'm resistant to growing and listening to others in their belief and believing in others so I can believe in myself, versus being kind of the rebel, ready to change, ready to say, I can make $5,000 a month. Just because I haven't done it in the past doesn't mean I can't do it this month.
Yeah.
So that's the whole the whole conversation, and you're right, it's very, very intense, and it is far reaching, and it's so much more than red light, green light. It is truly fear versus love, and there's so much to it. So I just wanted to share that. It's been in conversation the last couple of
It's
weeks
amazing.
in the universe for me.
I think Bob's amazing.
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
2 days of notes. I'll send them to whoever's email I have. I've already sent them to Peg. They're kind of long. Are they too long?
No, they're
Okay.
great. They're great. You
Okay.
take amazing notes. And this is something I was sharing with Nancy the other day. You know, looking for content to do like a live, Instagram live or a Facebook live. She's got such great notes that she can say, hey, I just took this great course. And when I shared the top 3 things that I learned with you,
Right.
and bump, you know, one is this, 2 is this, 3 is this. I have a whole page, you know, I have pages of notes, or I've got 20 more tips that I've learned. If you'd like them,
Yeah.
drop, you know, send me a message and I'll send them over to you. And
I
that's-
did a short video like that the other day. I don't know if you saw it on Instagram, and I got a customer, and she's just been talking, asking questions. I haven't even seen her in over 30 years, if you can imagine. And so somebody who just has been following what I've been doing. So I did what you said. So I got a customer. So
Awesome.
yeah.
I just had a person message me while we were talking that they want to know more. They want to become
Good.
a customer. They, you know, I'm looking at the link, but she asked me, I'm looking at the link, but is there a group package? Like, can I get more than one? And I'm like, well, you can. So I said, I'm just about to hop, you know, I'm gonna hop off the Zoom soon, and I'll call you.
Awesome.
But, you know, and I mean, network marketing, if you look at it as a sales business, it feels like awkward. It feels like,
Right.
you know, it feels hard to move forward. If you look at it from service, his definition of service is adding value to the lives of others by helping them solve problems. You know,
Yep.
I mean, that's what we do. We are a service business, and
Right.
we're paid problem solvers. You know, and I think looking at that really has helped me to even more in the past couple days, just really fall in love with what I do.
Yeah.
I had
really,
a powerful experience last week with service. I had a prospect in my other business, and I was talking to her about my program. It turned out that for a couple reasons she couldn't do it with me, and you know, I was a little bit upset with that because, you know, I knew I could really help her, but I was coming from more of a sales direction. And then she text messaged me later, because what I did was I sent her a referral to another clinic owner that I know is great and I know could help her and had all the necessary ingredients. So I sent that to her. She sent me the most beautiful text message the other day, thanking me and just saying that was so sweet, and she hopes this new lady is as sweet and nice as I am, and I gave it away. I went,
Yeah.
this is not about selling, it's about helping her.
Yeah.
I can't help her, I know who can, so I just gave it away, and you know, it just felt so great getting that note. I want to save it and look at it every day.
That is a great no. That is really, thanks for sharing that, Rick. I had
You got it.
somebody recently who connected with me from TikTok about the business. And when I showed her what the product was, I got her over to Facebook, showed her what the product was. And she said, I'm really not interested in the product. I'm looking for something in the financial area. And I said, great, I know somebody who does that. So I put them in a 3-way message, and I said, I can connect you with, you know, and I said back to her, I said, you know, if you know, and you've seen the benefits of the product now, if you know anyone, you know, if you can connect me with someone who can use the benefit of these products, you know, don't forget me, right? So yeah, helping people is
Right.
yeah. And you know, I think it's not an accident. This is such an amazing group, and we're all, you know, side up and down line to each other, and I love that we all work together and help each other. And I feel like it's not an accident that we're all together. I feel like we are
No.
destined to change lives around the world. Goosebumps. So
Definitely.
yeah, and you know, this company, I think is the greatest tool that we have to create a legacy for each of us, to really,
Yeah.
you know, to have an impact in the world.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Did anybody catch Alexi on the direct selling news
Yeah.
thing?
I missed
That
it.
was good.
I
I,
missed it too.
I was working and listening, and he was the best speaker out of all of them. I think
Really?
everybody else was reading, he was talking. And
Wow.
I would love to get a copy of that. And
Actually,
just-
I think I can send it to you because Beth, my upline, taped it. She just kind of filmed it on her computer. So
Oh.
and she posted, we have a group, so I'll post it to this group. How's that?
Oh, good, yeah.
That would be
That'd be
great.
great
I
for
think
everybody
I
to
think
see.
I can.
think
I
it was-
should be able to.
Can you put it
Yeah.
in it, to Nancy?
Yeah.
In it to win it? Sure.
Yeah. That would be great.
Okay.
Um,
Super great.
Go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I've been doing the exactly what Danielle laid out in the Monday night training. I am blown away. Like I'm building relationships. So I haven't
Yes.
sent anybody a link yet, but the energy of doing that, I don't like to call it work because I enjoy it. Doing those tasks, right?
Yeah.
Doing the do.
In the energy that it creates, I never had, well, I shouldn't say never. I don't have a lot of strangers friend me on Facebook. From last night to this morning, I had 20 people from the United States, from Australia, from the UK. It's like, and
Wow.
I'm being a smidge choosy if they seem a little
Right.
like there's a few that I didn't accept, but my question to you is, so when they ask you what you do, so my profile says, you know, I'm an esthetician, I'm a reflexologist, I'm a Reiki master, I love homeopathy and herbs, because that's who I am. And I think
Yeah.
that attracts some
Right.
people. When they ask you what you do, what, I haven't found something that I like, that it kind of rolls off my tongue, that sounds good in the text.
So let's go around with this. I would love to hear what other people say. I like saying I represent a nutraceutical company out of San Francisco. That are sorry, now I say out of, well, if you say out of Utah, that kind of gives it away. I just had somebody give me a really, really funny joke about, of course, all the network marketing companies are in Utah, right?
Yeah.
But now that we've moved now that we've moved, that's what I had been saying all along, out of San Francisco. And now I realize as I'm saying it, that we have moved our headquarters to Utah, and, you know, and just letting them ask me a little more about it. And my biggest go-to is sending that, let me send you a link. You know, because I don't want to get into explaining too much of it. I just, you know, I keep hearing that again and again. Doug Firebaugh, who Paul Capozio works with, says all the time, just let me send you a link. I don't, you know, when they ask a question and then the next question, you know, there's always something, information that you can send to them without getting into explaining it too much yourself. You can connect them in the opportunity group. The New You Live. Is it New You Live? Yeah. You know, where Joe does the opportunity presentations.
Oh yeah.
If you'd like more information about it. What does anybody else say when people ask what you do?
Well, first I have a question. To add them to the
Go ahead, Lynn.
to add people to the testimonial group or the New You Live thing, do you have to be friends with them?
Yes.
On Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to double check that. Generally what I say is I'm not a salesperson, I'm an engineer, but I use this product, and you know, you could start, you know, I don't know. I don't know where I go for that. You know, I'd love to share it with you.
Yeah.
There's something really, really, I find myself writing a lot and then cutting it in half because I tend to throw up a little bit.
Yeah, less is more. That's
Yeah.
good that you're taking the time to edit that. Mary Jane, were you going to share? Oh, maybe
On
just-
the
saw it was in the
NUL live group, you actually don't have friends with them because it's a public group. So under each
Okay.
speaker, there's like a share. You can share that. I share that with people privately. So
Okay, so that's a question I have. If you share it with someone, Mary Jane, do they have to be a member of the group to see it or no?
no, because and I've done that because I was blessed to speak on that a week ago. And so I just shared it with a lot of people that, and then I also shared it with people that weren't part of the group. And I even had a couple people put a page that were my not even Indian friends with that were like, check this out. They were helping me out. And so, yeah, I have a lot of good sharing my videos because I'm in it, but I still helpful for you guys who want to share it as well.
No,
'cause
that's
I
a
go
really,
over a little bit.
yeah, that's a really good point. Thank you for sharing that. So yeah, to invite them to the testimonial page, you do need to be friends with them to invite them, but you don't have to be friends with them to, you can share that group. So you can, if you go to the top where the 3 dots are in the group, one of
There you go.
the options is share. You can just copy the link and send it to them and they can elect to join themselves.
Okay.
And then you can
also.
you're breaking up a little bit, Mary Jane. I don't know if you're driving or moving around.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Let me try to go to a different part of my house. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
That's better.
Okay, I'm so sorry. What I was going to say is I actually don't even have to invite them to the group because a lot of people aren't going to groups. You can actually just share the speakers to them via
Right, but not for the testimonial
should
group.
be a share button under each speaker.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a really good.
No, the group you have friends with them and it's more private.
Right. Okay. And I did speak with I spoke with a few people, and if anybody we've got a few guys on here. We've got Rick Goltz and Frank Gomez. If you guys would, it would be awesome if we could get more men in the testimonial groups, because when I have added a few men recently, they've gotten the impression that the product is for women because there's just so many more women on there. And I think it's, I've explained to them that women are just a little quicker to share their experience with other people. But we need to get some guys in there. So if you've got guys on your team I just talked with Paul Capozio, he's going to send one in today. And so we can get some men in there.
What's the name of that group again?
That is the New You Club. Right?
New
Or New
You
Life
Club.
Club. New Life Club. I'm sorry.
New Life Club.
New Life Club. It's with the picture of the girls.
Yeah.
So what's
The
that?
name of that group is so hard for me to remember. It's crazy.
It is.
So I think when I talk to people and they ask me, what do? I kind of have a different answer for the type of person that I'm talking with. So if it's a LinkedIn type person, because I do some stuff on there, then I'm much more professional. I work for an international company that's based out of the Bay Area. I say the Bay Area because that's where Alexi's from. Because Utah definitely would give it away.
Right.
And so I go into it on the money side of it. I'm a consultant for an international company, and we help people develop another structure of income, or just work on the money side of it. So then if I'm talking to a lady that's a homemaker or something, that totally use a completely different way that I'll step into that. So, like with Lynn, she has a lot of titles with what she does and her passions. So I think it's really good to incorporate that. A lot of times I'll say, well, I'm a happiness coach, and now I teach people how to be happy in a whole new and fun way. Now, of course, there's always the funny thing that I'll say to people when they say, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, well, I have this amazing product that I really want to share with you. So if you want to feel like you did in your 20s and 30s without all the emotional baggage and awkward relationships, then the gel's probably for you. So, it just depends on if I need to have fun with them or make them laugh and just make it very giddy. But I did want to throw this in about this weekend. This past week with the training with Bob, I was really, really mesmerized that he hit so many chords in me, because there's that personal thing that he talked about with coming from service, because most of us want to help people because the gel is so amazing. So we're not like sales people. We want to help people. I mean, if you were to write down the top 3 things you would do if you had enough money to do whatever you want, I'm sure most of them would be helping people, right? I mean, that's our nature. So it resonated with me so much. And so about 3 months ago, my son-in-law that passed away a couple of years ago, his brother was married to a girl from South Korea. And she went back to South Korea not that long ago, and we stayed friends and stuff. And so I messaged her and I was like, oh my gosh, Susan, I have this friend over there because I'm friends with a girl from South Korea that's building hard and heavy. And, just on Facebook, I just congratulated her and everything. And so I just like dumped the business out, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, Susan, this business is on, blah, blah, blah. And I just like said all this stuff. And she was, she kind of, I could tell she backed up and she was like, oh, I hope you're doing well. And I'm like, oh, well, that didn't go very good. So after the training with Bob, I went in there and I was like, Sujan, we should get on video on a Zoom or right here on Messenger. And I could show you some pictures of the kids. And, she was married into a family where my son-in-law passed away. I mean, there's all these ties and different things that have happened in the last couple of years. And she was like, oh my gosh, I would love that so much. She's an interpreter in South Korea. That's her job. You think she would be great at this business?
Right.
And then she said at the very bottom, at the very end of her thing, she goes, and maybe you can tell me more about what you guys are doing that's coming here or something like that. So, and then last night I messaged 10 people that had liked my story, like Jocelyn does, the girl who's bringing in a rep a day or 5 reps a day, and who knows how many customers, and I just started messaging people, hey, I didn't really even say thanks for liking my story. I just, how are you?
You'll have to open the next one.
How are
Finished
you?
up the one
And it's important to find out, how have you survived or thrived in this past year? That was one of the questions I asked. Have you survived or thrived in this past year? People that I knew better, oh my gosh, we need to catch up. So much has happened. And I've heard back from several of them. So I came into it as, how are you? And that genuine. Now, some of the people that have been on my list, those are the ones I'll call and say, I've thought about calling you 100 times and I don't. And I really, I need to talk to you. This is important to me because I care about these people and they need to feel like we do, So,
Hey, excuse me. I talked to Jocelyn. Actually, we just, we messaged, but I was trying to help her with her because you can either follow somebody or you have to friend them. And I friended her. I said, I know you probably don't need me as a friend, but I said, if you get your follow button set up. So I was trying to help her with that. Anyway, so what she did was she sent me a voice message and she said, so you may already do this, but she says, what I say when I'm doing it like on the voice messages, I say, if you're interested in the product, she said, but if there's few ways to do it, you could become a member customer instead of calling her a rep. You could become a member customer. It's $59. You have a website and you get your product cheaper and blah, blah, blah. So she went through, that's how she has gotten so many people, she said, just by saying it like that. So I did that.
Oh, you froze, Nancy.
May upgrade. Did I freeze?
Yep, go ahead. Just say that again, the last part.
Okay. Yeah, the last part is I have a customer who's been a customer for a year. I asked her for she's actually my niece. I asked her for a testimonial. She wrote me a great one. I said, can I use your picture? And she said, yeah, and I haven't posted it yet. And then the next day I was like, you should be a member customer. I gave her all the, this is what it would, she said, I'm gonna think about that. I really like that. She said, I'm not a salesman. I knew she wasn't.
Right.
But she said, but I could, this could be something I could share with people. So she may be my upgrade, I hope, this soon.
Yep. And I love that. And that's what 90% of people will say to you is, I'm not a salesperson. And
Right.
and I'm not a salesperson. But if I find something that I love, for instance, this Bob Heilig course that I just took this week,
Yeah.
I told everybody about it because I found him. I heard him on Clubhouse. I've been listening to him for a couple months. And when I heard he was doing a free 5-day challenge, I was like, oh my gosh, this will be amazing. And there's another gentleman on there, Doug Fireball, who Paul Capozzi is being coached by. These are not things that I'm making a commission on, but I know it'll help people, right? So
Absolutely.
So I mean, but I do really like that. Thanks for sharing that, Nancy. I like the member customer, because it does sound like you don't have to be a salesperson. You don't have to be,
right.
There's no quota to reach. I think that's what a lot of people have that question. Is there a quota? Is there a requirement?
Right.
And knowing that there isn't, that's a really nice thing. I mean, to be qualified to be paid, you need to either have your own order or have 2 customers. And the way I look at it, if you don't have 2 customers, what are you going to get paid on anyway? I mean, if you've got something to get paid on, you're pretty much, unless you're just building a team and not getting customers, which I think is something that none of us really do. None of us are just after just building a team, and we're all wanting to share this product with each other or with other people to help people. We're providing people a way out of being stuck from all the things that you ladies shared, in the beginning, all the things that and again, going back to that emotion, that's what you're not selling people the product and the ingredients. We're talking about what their problems are, and we're telling them we have a solution.
Peg, this is Diane Raimondi.
Hey,
How are you?
Good.
I have a 2-part question. One is, I've been following, different people, and Danielle always said to tell people that you're in direct sales.
Mm-hmm.
I think now I'm thinking, oh, that was like shoot myself in the foot.
I don't know. I don't ever say that. I say I represent a product, and I help people to make extra income from home. I say, I'll say those 2 things. But I don't say I'm in direct sales. What was, I don't remember her. Was that way back that she said that, Diane? Or
Yes. No, it was way back.
Yeah.
She's changed a lot in what she talks about now, a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
It's definitely about building relationships with people, finding out what it is that you can do to help them, and offering them a solution.
Right.
So
And
I
then
have a
this-
question. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then the second part was the course that you're talking about with Bob.
Uh-huh.
Is there a replay or something that?
Yeah, actually, I'm putting it in. I just was about to put it in the notes.
Awesome.
So
Thank you.
yeah, in the chat. So that is the replay, and he's keeping that up until the end of Thursday. I did end up looking at the program, and I think the value that he provides is pretty tremendous.
LLA.
Yeah.
It's 2 weeks free.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And then it's, 97 a month or
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
I know
What I
Beth-
thought
Beth
about
Bar-
his program was it's designed for network marketing, but it works in life. Just
Definitely.
life, just somebody who's not in network marketing could learn a lot about how to make their life better.
Absolutely, because building, I think that a very, very big part of it is building belief in yourself. And, one of the big things that he says is the lack of belief in yourself is like the number 1 source of problems in everything in life.
Yes.
So what I wanted to go back to is this member customer thing. If they're not going to sell, then you might as well have them as a customer, because otherwise you're losing money. Is that
Yes.
not correct?
True.
You
You're
have
better
to,
off-
you have to make that determination, I think. You really do. I like having customers, believe me. I love getting customers. And when I find out that the money doesn't go into my account but it goes into the volume when it's my rep. So it's just, you have to figure out which. Recently I've gotten 5 new customers. I need 2 reps this month.
I gotcha. Okay, thanks.
Peggy,
glad I
Peggy,
asked.
I'm so glad you said that, Jill, because I was just
Mary
getting
Jane,
ready.
you go to the spot in your house where it works better because you're getting stuck.
Darn it, I don't know. Am I still going in and out? Oh, it's so
Yep.
frustrating. when it does
Now it
that.
sounds better.
Can you?
Yes.
Now sounds better? Okay. So I'm so glad Jill brought that up because I wanted to say, I don't tell someone it's cheaper to be a member, because if they're not going to do it, you are going to make more money with them as a customer. But this is what I like to say is when I'm talking to them is I'll say, you can be a member or you can be a customer. And you know how I sent you those videos, because I always send videos from the app. If you could send a few of those out to people about the product, you could probably get your product paid for. So that's one option. Or another option, still really the same as being a member, but I just expand on it, is I say another option is that if you want to get some tax deductions, possibly, if you want to get some extra income, work from home, there's all kinds of resources on social media, through your phone, and possibly make some extra income. That's another option. So I kind of break it down as 3 options, even though it's really only 2. So, they might just want to send the video out to a few people and help get the product paid for. So I give them that option of being a customer or a member, but I never say, and it's going to be cheaper because I have both reps. I want to have customers and I'm going to have reps that really want to share it. So I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Thanks, Mary Jane. I appreciate that because that's kind of my thought too. Thanks.
Mary Jane, I have another question for you. What
Yes,
do
ma'am.
you send to people? What's your favorite thing to send to people if they want to know more about the business? But is it just the New You Live or group, or do you have a video that you like?
Well, I kind of share with them a little bit about my experience, but if they want to know more about the,
You're breaking up
I
again.
know
I'm sorry.
on some new compensation videos and oh, darn it. I do not know what's going on in my house. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay.
You're good now.
So sometimes
No. Mary
but
Jane, I'm sorry.
often I try to. Okay, let me try to go someplace else here.
Put your
Can
arms up in the air like an antenna.
it's just
Stand
such a
on one
bummer.
foot.
Can you hear me now?
I think
Can you
so.
hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the things that I like to, you're asking if they want to know more about how you get paid.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
If they want to know more about the business.
Okay. So here's what I say to people. I emphasize a lot the tax sections, and I try to keep it really simple. I say several ways you can get paid. There's individual income, there's team income, and we can go through more of that later. But basically, you're just sharing an app and products, how they help people, and if you decide to join, basically, the company cutting out the middleman. They're cutting out Amazon. They're cutting Walmart. They're paying us commissions instead of the stores. Try to keep it simple on terms that they understand. And most people don't want more in depth until later. And after they join, I usually is when I send the comp video because they're in detail with them and they can go get into all of that before. And they're just like, I don't understand. Or is this a pyramid? And then you have to have that whole conversation. So I ask if it's a pyramid if you want me to.
What's that?
I said, if you want me to say what I say, if it's a pyramid, I can do that.
You're still breaking up, so.
Yeah, it's really hard to hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. So knowing now that we can send the New You Live videos, so we can pick, if you've got somebody that Joe Giuliano would resonate with, or someone Paul Capozio or Danielle Vazzaro, or Mary Jane Ricono, you can send it to them without them being a member. I think that's going to be my new favorite go-to. When someone asks about the business, just send them a video, say, hey, watch this 15-minute presentations, because those are great. And I like to match up, I do like to match up personality and oftentimes gender or energy level when I send someone those videos, or when I ask someone to tune into one of those videos. But now that I know that we can send them a messenger, that's going to be my new favorite tool. So
is that the New UL Live you're talking about? New UL
Yeah, you can
Live?
share the videos. It's so cool.
yeah.
Great. Good.
Yeah, I love
That's great.
that.
Anyone else?
Mary Jane, I hope you would write some of that stuff down since we missed some of it.
Yeah.
Okay, no, let me ask you this. I went to another part. Next week I'll be on a regular computer. I apologize, but can you hear me now? Can you hear me now or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just repeat it because it was short. So basically when people ask me about the business side and how you can earn money, I try to keep it simple and in terms that they're used to. So I will say, you can, of course, get some tax deductions, talk to your accountant, like if you're, part of your square footage in your home, your part of your cell phone, some examples on that. But I'll say basically, our model is that we're cutting out the middleman. So instead of them paying Amazon or Whole Foods, they're paying us commissions, and we can earn individual and team commissions. And our team commissions, we all work together and we help each other, and it's volume based. And we can get into more specifics later. And then I just encourage them to sign up. And then after they sign up, I will show them the compensation video. I'll show them in the back office over how they exactly need to build, 2 teams. And I will talk about the 2 teams at a time, but I really keep it short and sweet, because if they watch that compensation video and they've never done direct sales before they sign up, it just turns them off. And then we start into a pyramid conversation. And if you want, I can tell you what I say about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now.
Go ahead.
Okay. So if somebody goes, oh, is this one of those pyramids? Then I'll say, in any structure in business, there is a pyramid structure. So you've got a corporation, you have a CEO, you have a president, you have managers, you have employees. It's the same with this. And then I repeat the same thing I just said on the business model. We earn commissions when we share products that help, potentially help people. And we can earn team commissions working together. You can get tax deductions. You can work from home when you want to work, on your phone, your computer. We've got professional apps. We've got professional graphics you can share on social media. And so that's kind of what I go into when they talk. I give the example of other corporations having the same structure. And then I talk about our benefits, and sometimes I throw out and, we just got this award, the young direct selling company in the globally. So I hope that helps on the pyramid thing. I just kind of laugh when people about it instead of going, stuttering about it.
I heard someone on Clubhouse recently say that they answer it with, can I answer your question with a question? Do you feel when you were in high school, if all of your teachers had something to benefit from the way you did your success in the rest of life, do you feel you would have gotten a better education? Because that's what we do, right? We support each other, we educate each other but we all have something to gain from everyone else's success. So I like that answer. Anyone else? We've got a call to hop up in about 4 minutes, so we'll cut this off in just a few. Does anyone else have any other questions or input?
I just say everybody has such great ideas. I love all you girls and guys, and just
we need more guys.
I know I did.
Need more guys.
I keep learning too. So I love that you're leading this, Peg.
Oh, thank you, Mary Jane.
Yes. I'm glad you are too, Peg. Thank you.
Thanks, Peg.
Like I said, I don't think it's an
Thank you,
accident.
ladies.
It's not an accident that we're all here. We're meant for
That's
great
right.
things, right?
Thank you,
Good
Peg.
point.
Hey,
you,
I'd
everyone.
like to jump in really quick. I know we're going to hang up and jump on the other call.
Hi, Charmaine.
But along with the training with Bob Hiley, because I am enrolled in his program, we always talk about various scripts, and what I've been learning through the program is to be authentic and I've heard this, I think Paul had said this as well, Paul Capozio, is to be authentic. It's not a script. You have to share from the heart. And like to Rick's point, I do see that our leaders in other companies are switching over their mindset to, excuse me, that of service. So when you know yourself and the reason why you're helping someone, you can be more authentic. You may be able to take like tips from what other people have said from, you know, how they speak to people, but you really need to delve into why is it that you're wanting to help, and that belief in yourself. It is that progress from red light to green light. But the other thing is, it's interesting how we can promote the product very well because we believe in it, but promoting the business is harder because of that belief. I supported a sales team for a very long time, and people have said, you're not going to be good in sales. You can't close, you're too nice. And that has been in the back of my head. But if that's me, and I was in the corporate world for 45 years, you have to think about how other people's beliefs are too. So even though, like we talk about, divorce yourself from the results, they're thinking too, am I going to be able to do it? Can I sell? Can I do this? So we also have to help other people with their belief. And that's what I found was very helpful in the program too, when, you know, when people have been talking about, you know, there is a change, it is life changing. So if someone is somewhat resistant to the business, it may also be their belief in being successful, not so much that, you know, they really want the tax benefits, but they're like, can I do it? They really want to help other people too, but their belief is lacking. So I would encourage you all to get into the challenge and listen to the replays, and maybe even join the program as well. But always good to see all of you. And we'll see you at 9 on our call. See you.
Okay, let's
See you on the
go.
call.
Thanks, Charmaine.
Bye,
Thank you,
everybody.
Peg.
Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody.